Miranda clarified. She had a ticket for first class, but something about her didn't sit right with me. She looked out of place. Dennis frowned, leaning against the counter. Out of place? What do you mean? Miranda hesitated, realizing she had to tread carefully. I mean, I had a gut feeling. It's better to be cautious than sorry, right? Dennis's frown deepened. A gut feeling doesn't mean you can bump someone without cause. Did she do anything wrong? No, but Dennis cut her off with a sharp look. You'd better hope this doesn't come back to bite you, Miranda. First-class passengers don't take kindly to being moved, and neither does the airline. Miranda opened her mouth to respond, but before she could, the in-flight phone in the galley buzzed. Dennis picked it up, his expression neutral as he listened. A moment later, his brow furrowed, and he glanced at Miranda with a mix of curiosity and concern. It's for you, he said, handing her the phone. They're asking for you by name. Miranda's heart skipped a beat. She hesitated before taking the phone, her fingers tightening around the receiver. This is Miranda, she said cautiously. The voice on the other end was calm but firm. This is the airline's executive office. We've received a direct complaint about an incident involving a first-class passenger. We'll need you to provide a detailed report upon landing. For now, ensure all passengers are treated respectfully, and refrain from further altering seating arrangements without proper justification. Miranda's face paled slightly as the weight of the words sank in. Yes, of course, she stammered. I'll make sure everything is handled appropriately. As she hung up, her hand trembled slightly. Dennis watched her closely, his expression unreadable. What's going on? Nothing, Miranda muttered, but the nervous edge in her voice betrayed her. She glanced toward the main cabin where Ava sat, her calm figure now taking on an entirely new meaning. For the first time, Miranda felt a flicker of unease. Ava, seated quietly with her notebook closed on her lap, seemed oblivious to the phone call. But as Miranda returned to her duties, Ava's lips curved into the faintest smile. She had just started turning the tide, and Miranda was only beginning to realize the storm headed her way. Miranda tried to shake off her unease as she moved through the cabin, but the phone call lingered in her mind like a shadow. She forced herself to focus, smiling at passengers and performing her duties with robotic precision. Yet, her gaze kept drifting toward Ava, who sat quietly in the main cabin, unbothered and calm. It was unsettling, the way Ava seemed so composed, as if she knew something Miranda didn't. Meanwhile, Ava sat back in her seat, occasionally glancing at her watch. She crossed her legs and picked up the in-flight magazine, flipping through it absent-mindedly. To anyone watching, she looked relaxed, as though nothing about her day had been disrupted. But inside her mind, every step of her plan was unfolding exactly as she had intended. The flight attendant, Clara, approached Ava again, her kind demeanor a stark contrast to Miranda's earlier hostility. "Excuse me, ma'am," Clara said softly. "Would you like anything to drink? Maybe a snack?" Ava looked up, offering a polite smile. "Just water, please." Clara nodded and returned moments later with a cup of water and a small napkin. She placed them gently on Ava's tray table. "If there's anything else you need, let me know," she added kindly. Ava's eyes softened. "Thank you, Clara," she said, glancing at her name tag. Her tone was warm and her gratitude genuine. Clara gave a small smile and walked away, leaving Ava to her thoughts. Miranda watched the exchange from afar, her unease growing. The way Ava interacted with Clara, so poised and polite, it didn't match the narrative Miranda had built in her mind. It bothered her more than she cared to admit. She felt an inexplicable urge to reassert control over the situation. But she knew she had to tread carefully now. The call from the executive office had made that clear. As the plane cruised at 30,000 feet, the hum of the engines provided a steady backdrop to the tension building in Miranda's chest. She made her way to the galley again, where Dennis was busy preparing the next round of refreshments. "Everything okay?" Dennis asked, glancing at her. Miranda hesitated.